Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So I have not vlogged since I was in Kansas visiting my fiance, and that was in mid-February, and it is now almost the end of March. So it's been a bit, and I figured why not take you along with me for the next couple of days, because there's going to be a lot of things going on that are relatively exciting. I am in the throes of wedding planning right now, so I have a dress, which is exciting. I will insert a photo of me at the shop. Obviously, I can't show you the dress, but this is me picking out the dress at the bridal shop with my mom. So that was very exciting. So that is the current situation with wedding planning. Today, my mom and I are going to see a venue. And it's a little bit sad because Sean is still in Kansas and I am here in New York, and I can't bring him along with me to see venues, but I will obviously take videos and photos, etc. for him. So that's what I'm doing today. I have another venue tour on Tuesday, and I also have a tattoo appointment on Tuesday, which is very exciting. So like I said, I thought this would be a good time to vlog because there's a few exciting things happening. As for reading and bookish things, I am about a little under halfway through Belly Up by Rita Bullwinkle. This is a short story collection that I started a week and a half ago, something like that. I did get a lot of reading of Wings of Fire books done. I have one more to read. Book 14 I still have to read by the end of the month, so that when book 15 comes out in April, I can just pick that up and roll right into it. So that is the reading plan. I am thinking about picking up another book as well, just because this one is good, but it's not entirely gripping me, and I'm kind of wondering if I start another book and then come back to this because they're short stories. I can kind of just like read one and then read some chapters of another book or whatever, or if that's going to distract me from the book so much that I'm not going to finish it. I don't really know. So I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that is the general gist of my day, the reading updates, etc. I have some iced coffee that I have to finish before I leave. I'm going to be leaving around noon, and it is now 10:30. So I'm going to try to get a few things done, maybe work on editing a video, clean up my room a little bit. You can't see the mess because it's hiding, but I have a pile of laundry I need to put away. And that's basically the update, and I will talk to you very soon. Hello friends, I did not film much today, but I did go look at another wedding venue. We're really in the preliminary stages, realistically, of the wedding stuff. So no decisions have been made, but while I was in town, I picked up a iced London fog, which I've never had before, which was so delicious. I'm just finishing it off now, but it's so good. And in the cafe, they also had like 100% gluten-free everything, which made me so happy. And in this little bag, I have a lavender shortbread cookie that's gluten-free that I'm going to devour shortly. And I also got a matcha cookie, which was very good. But that was the morning. I am now about to get stabbed by a needle a bunch of times. In other words, I'm getting tattooed. So this is the photo of the tattoo design that I'm getting. It is the cover from the Lumineers album Cleopatra. It's Cleopatra's headdress on that cover. So that's what I am getting. Also, I apologize for the phone quality camera. I did not bring my camera today. But that is basically the update. That is what has happened today on my day off. Tomorrow I'm working, but I'm just living up today while I can. And I'm going to go get tattooed. And I will see you in a bit. Alright, so here's the tea. Matcha, to be exact. It is Thursday. I got my tattoo on Tuesday. Didn't really film much of anything because I was in pain, obviously. Yesterday I was at work and I was really in pain throughout the whole day with my leg, because not only was the tattoo itself painful, but the act of having my hips and knee like rotated in a strange way was just a lot on my body. And I didn't feel so good. So today I felt a little bit better. I'm really achy by the end of the day just from being up on my feet all day at work and all of that. But I'm doing okay. This is what the tattoo looks like. 2 days healed. It is starting to get a little bit crusty. I know it's kind of gross, TMI maybe, but if you've gotten a tattoo, you understand after a couple of days it starts to scab over. It hasn't gotten to the itchy phase yet, but I'm sure we'll get there very soon. As for other updates, I finished Belly Up by Rita Bullwinkle. I have mixed feelings about this. I had a very wide range of experiences with this book. I had several 1-star experiences. I think I only had 1 5-star, but a couple of 4-star. So my kind of star rating feeling about this is like a 2.5 because there were certainly some stories that I enjoyed, but if I average my star ratings, as I sometimes do just to help me get an idea of how I feel about them, it's not looking too great. There's more 1-stars on this page, actually. It's not looking too hot for this one, so I'm gonna give this like a 2.5. I don't think I want to get rid of this book necessarily because it is very beautiful and I struggle to get rid of books that are pretty. But also there was one story in this that I gave 5 stars that really touched me, and I definitely want to reread at least that story, if not a few others in the future. So I think I'm going to keep this one around, even though it is under 3 stars, and that's kind of my cap for like when I want to donate a book. But I think I'll keep it around at least for a little while. So now that that's done, I know I have to reread this book. This is book 14 of the Wings of Fire series, The Dangerous Gift. I have to read this because the new book's coming out very soon. I don't remember much about this book. I remember some because it was about a year ago that I read it. So I remember some of it, but definitely not enough to be ready to read book 15. So this has to get read. I do have the audiobook for this lined up. And the other book that I'm thinking about starting physically while I'm at work and such is The Collector by John Fowles. Maybe, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is a vintage classic. This is about a man who collects butterflies and takes photographs of them, and then he becomes obsessed with this stranger, this woman, and wants to collect her. So it's kind of a psychological horror thing, I think, but I'm not sure exactly how horrifying it is because it is like a classic. So I feel like a lot of times classics don't hit me as hard in terms of horror or things like that, but I could be totally wrong, so I'm excited to find out. And this has been on my shelf for quite a while, and I just actually saw a documentary about some kind of serial killer. I don't know, I'm crazy and I watch those sometimes like late at night on YouTube when I'm like trying to fall asleep. Probably not the best thing for me, but I did see a documentary about serial killers who referenced this book in one of their journals. So that's a very morbid reason to read a book, but I already had this on my shelf and I was already interested in it, and it kind of sparked the interest to potentially pick it up again. So I'm going to try to read this. I also am obsessed with this cover. It is so beautiful. So I'm very interested to see if this is going to be Silence of the Lambs-y or what the vibe is going to be like. So I am just going to finish my matcha and hang out. Probably going to try to film a different video, and that is basically the plan for today. I work again tomorrow and the next day, and then maybe Sunday I can do something fun, but for now I am tired and I'm gonna go take care of my tattoo, and I will see you all tomorrow. Well, so much for see you tomorrow, because I filmed that like a week ago. I think that was last Thursday. It is currently Thursday again. A lot's been going on. I'm very stressed and very busy, and I don't want to go into it super much right now, but I just haven't had time or energy to film anything. That does not mean that I have not been reading, so I will update you on that. But one cool thing that happened recently is that I was in Barnes & Noble the other day, and it was before The Flames of Hope, which is book 15 of the Wings of Fire series, actually was officially supposed to come out. But there must have been some kind of miscommunication or something, because Barnes & Noble had it stocked and on the shelves like 2 or 3 days before it was supposed to come out. But the problem was that I could not purchase it. So I literally walked into Barnes & Noble and saw an entire rack of the Flames of Hope books and could not purchase one because I had already purchased a ticket to a live show, a Zoom kind of call thing for my fiance to go to because I went to one for the book last year. So I ordered him a ticket for that, and with the ticket came a book of The Flames of Hope, a physical copy, which has not arrived yet but should be arriving relatively soon. But I did not want to have 2 hardcover copies in my possession that I paid for. So I am waiting on the physical copy for that. But when I was in Barnes & Noble, I did pick up the official Wings of Fire coloring book because I'm a literal child. And I did feel slightly awkward purchasing it at the counter, but it's okay. Look at the sloth. Look at the dragon and the sloth. I can't. It's so cute, and I cannot wait to sit and color this book, even though I'm like a little low-key nervous about coloring it because I don't want to mess it up or anything, but look how cute they are. I know this is going to not make any sense to you if you haven't read the book, but I love them. This is very exciting, and I did actually purchase this because I had not pre-ordered it yet or anything. So I have that. And I also got a pre-order in the mail, which I'm very excited about. I don't have the book in it because my mom is reading it, but it is The Dust Jacket of True Biz by Sarah Novick, which is a book about deaf culture, sign language, cochlear implants, a bunch of topics like that, which is something that I am super, super interested in and have spent a lot of time researching, studying, learning about, etc. I'm going to be reading this as soon as my mom finishes it because she is also super, super interested in these topics and invested in topics of deaf culture and sign language and cochlear implants. Backstory, none of my family members or anybody close to me is actually deaf, but when I was 5, I started learning sign language as a second language, and as I kind of grew up, I continued to learn sign language. At one point, I wouldn't say 100% fluent, but I knew a lot of sign language. I took some college classes about it. I actually wrote my honors thesis about sign language and cochlear implants, so I did a lot of research and studies about that. And we still use sign language all the time in my family, so it is something that we're both pretty interested in, my mom and I. So I'm excited about this one. Last time I talked to you, I had not read book 14 yet, and in the time since I've talked to you, I've read book 14 of the Wings of Fire series, and I have gotten over 50% into the audiobook for book 15. So that's progress. I'm hoping I can finish the audiobook today. It is pretty rainy and disgusting out, so sorry that the lighting is weird, but it is pretty nasty outside, and I kind of don't want to go out and do anything today, so I'm probably just going to listen to my audiobook, though I might go sit in a coffee shop to read and listen, etc., just to kind of get out and do something different so I don't have to be cooped up in the house all day. But that's basically the plan. I also have begun this one, which I did talk to you about. I haven't gotten very far into it. I'm like 28 pages into it, but I decided I was going to annotate it as well because it is kind of a classic. It's vintage classics. That's the edition of this book. It's from the 60s, and I thought it would be helpful and interesting to annotate it and try to look at it a little bit more critically as if I was studying it for school or something like that. So that's basically the plan. It's a little slow moving because it is pretty small text and there is no like chapter headings or anything like that. Like it just goes all the way through until there's like a part 1, part 2 kind of divider. But yeah, there's no chapters or anything. So it's a little slow moving. It is pretty interesting. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying kind of getting into the mind of a criminal and kind of breaking down why he feels the way he does and getting context and all of those kind of things that I enjoy about unreliable or unlikable main characters. This is very much that, but it's just to a more extreme level than I usually read because obviously he is horrible and has committed crimes and is telling us about the crimes that he has committed. So it is a lot, but I'm really liking it so far. Nothing particularly criminal has happened yet except for stalking. He's been stalking a girl for a while, but that is as far as things have gone thus far in the book. So I'm interested to see how that progresses. Another cool thing that I got the other day was this candle, which is a little hot right now because I was just burning it, but I'm obsessed with soy wax candles, and this is an oatmeal and honey candle, which is one of the most delicious smelling things I have ever smelled. Oh my god, it's amazing. I actually have quite a little collection of candles over next to my bed because I am obsessed with candles, especially soy wax ones. And every time I go to like a little cute little town that has cute little shops, there's always a place that has like homemade candles or locally made candles, and I get so incredibly excited that I buy one. So like, let's see if you can sense a theme, but a lot of them are very earthy kind of smells. This one is bergamot, blood orange, and cedar. This one is called Chill Pill, which is funny, but it's eucalyptus, patchouli, and fir needle. I love the scent of patchouli. This one is a patty wax one, and it is mint leaf and cardamom. And I have another patty wax one, which is mandarin and lavender, which is almost gone. And this one is just one of the first soy candles that I ever got, and it is so amazing smelling. So that is my little candle collection. Not that you asked, but I am also curious what kind of candle scents you enjoy, because I'm looking for some new and interesting scents to go for. I usually go for not super floral things because I get a headache, but I go for a lot of citrus scents like bergamot, orange, that kind of thing. And I'll usually go for like sweet scents like honey, oatmeal, those kind of scents. So that's kind of my two camps of smells. So that is the update on my reading and life in general. I'm sorry that this vlog has not been the most interesting in terms of me going to different places and showing you different kinds of things. But the realities of life are that I don't go out a ton, and when I do, I'm usually with friends or I'm trying to be in the moment, and I'm trying to get better at vlogging in those moments as well, but sometimes I just don't want to pull out a camera when I'm like trying to hang out with friends and such. So I'm sorry that this vlog hasn't been the most visually interesting, but I just wanted to take you along with me over a couple of weeks of my life and just kind of talk with you and be candid with you and tell you about what I'm reading, tell you about what I'm doing. So that's where I'm going to just wrap up this vlog. I hope that you guys had a wonderful end of March and beginning of April. I hope you guys are planning on reading some poetry this month. I'm definitely planning on reading at least one poetry book this month, which hopefully I will be able to show you in a future vlog or on Instagram. So let me know what kind of poetry you're planning on reading for Poetry Month. I'm planning on reading a book called Dearly by Margaret Atwood. That is her most recent poetry collection, and I love Atwood's poetry, so I definitely would like to read that during Poetry Month and talk to you guys about that. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.